innocent and holy light of God. Acceptance is the answer within, the acceptance of divine truth. Every beloved is called to the acceptance of your own innocence, of your own perfection, brilliance. But you are accepting first a state of being that is not completely known to you. It's a whisper, and yet you're being called to accept that you are completely innocent, completely brilliant, completely eternal, and completely the light of God. The acceptance comes at a price. It comes at the price of pain and suffering. The ego identity is so familiar, and all that it has known is battle, winning and losing, trying to prove worth, trying to stay safe, all of the ideas of being in a world and believing that there is danger and that there is death, and that the ideas of being an identity is valid. So to accept that you are innocent and brilliant and eternal the ego tries to convince that you aren't debating your identity, you are debating survival. This is what the mind holds, that you need your strategies for survival. And that eventually, every beloved believes that eventually you will prove your worth within the world. There are even formulas that have been made within the world for proving your worth. These are the carrot that is hung out in front of you, believing that it will be a payoff. And all the while, your innocence, your brilliance, your eternal self is present and completely alive. But the awareness of that state is covered, is hidden by the knowing of the mind of the past, the identity that has been built to say, I'm going to win in this world. The spiritual journey is at the center a leap of faith to go beyond what you have known and to accept a new way. All the masters that have walked the earth have, for the most part, left a legacy of truth that has been left for all the beloveds that were still to come. The legacy of truth is what beloveds find through all the different sacred teachings and through all the sacred teachers. The teachers have been put in place along with the sacred teachings as the gift, as the way, but also as the evidence of love, the evidence of no longer struggling to prove worth, and the radiance of all the beloveds who came to bring the truth. That radiance is there as a mirror to see your own radiance and to accept the truth of it. It takes great faith to put your trust in teachings that do not agree with the world of separation, the world of limitation. The deeper you walk the journey of love, the more you are able to see the struggle that envelops humanity. It's not to look on the struggle and judge, but to look on the struggle with the realization that it is not the truth of any beloved, and to look on the struggle of each beloved with compassion and with the willingness to bring light and love to each beloved, to offer peace, and to trust in the divine teachings so that your heart can truly offer peace, offer harmony, offer joy, to demonstrate in your everyday life your own willingness to bless and comfort. The way of love, the way of all sacred teachings, is to live the sacred teachings. Living sacred teachings is in a way to run the other direction when everybody else is running this way and you're going that way. In truth, everyone will eventually turn around and go the same direction that you're being called to go. But the doubt and fear that comes up because everybody else is running the other direction is the doubt and the fear, the doubt of the teachings, of whether they are really true, really authentic. Everyone has those doubts as they walk the journey of love. Every master had those doubts as they walked the journey of love. And yet, how many ever times each one came up against the doubt and said yes to love again and again and again. Your everyday life is where your remembering is, and your everyday life is where your offering is. Your offering is to demonstrate peace, no matter what the situation, no matter what the circumstances. And to always ask the question from within, who is walking with me on this journey of love? The truth is that there are divine beings that are walking with you, always. You're never on your own in the spiritual journey of love. You're never without the companions of truth. It isn't that you're necessarily aware of the companions of truth all the time, but by your acceptance that they are there with you, you begin more and more to open to the realization that that vibration of love are your mighty companions. And the more that you accept that you are walking with your mighty companions and guides, the more confidence and assurance you have that the guidance of God is always there through these companions, and that the teachings, the guidance is always there for you no matter what the situation. No matter what is needed, the guidance is there. The ego's game plan is to have you not ask for guidance, but to go directly to the mind that thinks it knows, the ego mind. You go first to the ego mind through habit, through reaction, through resistance. And the resistance is just fear. And it doesn't have to be what you listen to at all. In every moment of every day, you are either opening to divine truth and opening to the harmony of that truth, or you are in the old habits of listening to the loudest first voice, remembering that the ego always speaks loudest and always speaks first. And in that, it's very easy to hear that voice first, because love whispers and does not compete with the ego voice. But every day is new. Every day is today I will welcome my mighty companions. Today I will follow the teachings of truth. Today I will offer peace to every beloved. Today I will happily listen to the truth of love. Every day is new. Every moment is new. And all of the ideas of mistake, all of the ways that we walk in the world learning, mistakes are not condemnation. Mistakes are errors that we begin again and forgive. We learn. There is learning in every situation, whether you choose love or you choose fear. There is always a learning. There is no teacher of love that has not been mistaken in the learning of love. This journey was filled with mistakes, filled with errors in thinking, filled with fear. But the yes just kept getting stronger and stronger. And that is everyone's journey. To realize that there is no judgment in God. As you walk the journey of love, you are not being judged except by your own mind that is used to judging. But there is no judgment in love. So in this moment, this is part of the acceptance of rest, that you can rest in God and are always welcomed to rest in God, and that no judgment is ever put on you for the journey that you take. So in this moment, the willingness to accept resting, to accept the truth of non-judgment, and to accept that you are innocent and brilliant and eternal, and affirming that the universe is all love, all love. To accept that this sanctuary is filled with love, and that in the infinite circle of love, all is oneness. Every beloved is in that circle of love. Whether they are in the spiritual journey by awareness or not, they are in the circle of love. There is only one presence here. It is the life force of God that is always present and waiting to be embraced, so that you can recognize that within the infinite light of God, that life force of God, we live and move and breathe as one. Coming home to love. The journey of love is only difficult in resistance. It is never God's will for anyone to suffer. But the mind is being invited and called to the deep surrender, embracing the I don't know. I don't know how anything should be. I don't know how anything should look. I don't know the results of anything and what it should be. I don't know how to look on anyone and judge in any way. I don't know how to respond to any situation except through love. I surrender what I thought I knew into the hands of God. Let this be your prayer. And sink into the blessings of not knowing, the freedom of no longer having a separate identity. You are the light of God. Rejoice that it is so. Each prayer that is sung is a calling to stir your heart and your awareness. And it always calls to come back and to come home. It always is a calling to forgive, to remember, to surrender. And they are all a gift of vibration that stays with you and resonates into the familiar vibration of your spirit, of your soul. Just let it connect, and you will remember more deeply the truth of your brilliance. 1 minute to midnight, and the sky is turning black. 1 minute to midnight, and there's no turning back. I'm going home, I'm going home, I'm going home to stay. 1 minute to midnight, and my train is pulling in. 1 minute to midnight, when my new life will begin. Love calls me home, love calls me home, love calls me home for good. 1 minute to midnight, and the bells begin to chime. 1 minute to midnight, and they tell me that it's time to turn toward the light, turn toward the light, turn toward the light of my home. 1 minute to midnight, as I bandage up my heart. 1 minute to midnight, as I let the healing start. I will receive, I will receive, I will receive my welcome home. Every beloved is coming home. The only addendum is the time that is used to remember. I saw a great radiance. I saw a fountain of knowledge. I drank of her water, and she gave me the strength to continue. In this river of God, I have put myself to navigate. I took her boat, and I encountered the Holy Grail. I heard her voice, and her song said to me, whoever drinks from this chalice of love has a path to walk. I heard her voice, I heard her song. Whoever drinks of this chalice has a secret to let go. Praise in the heights to the ones who brought this true power of love. They are holy, blessed teachings that are always present and available in every moment. Eu vi grande e clara, vi a fonte do saber. Eu bebi da sua água, me deu a força para vencer. Nesse rio de Deus, eu me puse a navegar. Eu tomei a sua barco, a grau sagrado é encontrar. Ouvi a sua voz, o seu canto eu me dizer. Quem bebe nesse cálice tem caminho a percorrer. Ouvi a sua voz, eu vi o céu cantar. Quem bebe desse cálice tem segredo a desvendar. Hosana nas alturas, é quem deu esse poder. São santas palavras, bendito se natureza esse poder. In this river of God, the journey to remembering is the river of God. It isn't always seen that way because you may believe the street signs and the situation of knowing directions, but it is actually the river of God. Everywhere you're turning, you're still in the river of God. And you're in a boat in the ease, letting love take you on the river of God, and recognizing that you can relax while you're in the boat, which is always that you want to be, and trusting the navigation of how things are opening in the everyday life, the unfolding of everything, trusting and putting the future into the hands of God, moment to moment, trusting the unfolding. In that trust, as you surrender to it, you become more and more relaxed, and you put your faith in the unfolding, that God is not going to leave you without what is most helpful and show you the way if you're willing to be shown. Because it's all for remembering. It's all for the holy purpose of the journey of love and trusting that journey. Surrendering deeply, I put myself to navigate. I took her boat. Allow the journey to unfold. And it's where the peace is, as you trust that God's will for you is peace and joy every moment. Love is calling. The warrior. The warriors tame and surrender the beasts in their past, so that the night hooves can no longer break the jeweled vision in the heart. The heart-filled and the brave open every closet in the future and evict all the mind's ghosts who have the bad habit of barfing everywhere. For a long time, the universe has been germinating in your spine, but only the teacher has the awareness and the courage to slay the past giant and the future anxieties. The warrior wisely sits in a circle with other beloveds, gathering the strength to unmask himself. Then sits, offering like a great illumined planet on the earth. The identity of the warrior is not what you might think of as the one who's willing to battle. But the warrior energy is a place of strength. It's that place where no matter what the situation is, no matter what the journey is of the day, that you find and you want to find within the firmness, the devotion to live the teachings of love. The warriors tame and surrender the beasts in their past, so that the night hooves can no longer break the jeweled vision in the heart. What is it to tame and surrender the beasts in the past? Well, everyone that walks in the journey of remembering, and all those who have not yet come to remember or to be called to that journey, the beasts of the past are really part of the healing journey of love, because everyone is carrying ghosts and beasts that seem to torment the mind and torment the heart. The torment is self-inflicted, but it isn't seen that way. It's seen as disturbances of the past, beliefs that are carried that come to haunt and come to dissuade you from the truth of love. All the old habits of the past, all of the beliefs of identity that were started in the past are being called to be surrendered. So they no longer break the jeweled vision in the heart, that they no longer take your attention, from God's calling. The beasts of the past are completely wrapped up in self-identification of who you think you are. But the most amazing part is that you're even influenced by lives of the past that you're not necessarily even aware of. That past lives, past identities filter in and influence all the beliefs that you've developed in this lifetime. Now, that may seem like a place of discouragement, but it can be easily healed through the surrender of knowing, because everything from the past is held in the mind of knowing. Every habit that you've carried, every belief of wounds that you've had of the past, all the belief of damage from the past, all the beliefs of abandonment and lack, and all those elements are all not the truth of you. They are being called, and the warriors do bring them to the light for the Holy Spirit so that they can be truly surrendered. And that's all that you have to do, is to let them come into illumination by not defending the past, by not reliving the past again and again through knowing, but to truly want the past to be illuminated so that it can be really surrendered into the hands of God. The ego would try to convince you that to surrender the past is to be disloyal to identities of the past, and to be without. Who are you if you're not a past identity? An identity that's been built. Well, that is what all the companions of love are wanting to show you who you truly are through love. The past, the beasts of the past, are what stand in the way, or what make it seem to be a struggle to accept that you are innocent and perfect and eternal. The beasts of the past are not whispering to you, but basically yelling at you to continue in what you know. But love is whispering and saying, it's not the truth of you. And somewhere deep within you, you're aware of it. You're aware that the little identity that you made cannot possibly be your true identity. Even those beloveds that walk the earth plane and have what everybody considers to be a big ego, which in truth isn't any different than anybody's, but where they have the pride and arrogance of thinking that they've made a better identity bigger identity, even those beloveds, their identity is so small, so limited, and cannot even touch the brilliance of your true beauty, your true innocence. Each beloved is the brilliance of God and has no limitation. Most beloveds are not living in that awareness, but as you walk in the spiritual journey, you are walking toward that truth. To trust in the teachings of love is to find the strength to walk toward that truth, and that you're never walking on your own. It's not possible. God would not leave you without the support, the help, the guidance that is necessary for the transformation of that journey. The warriors are aware of that. And within each one is to find that warrior heart. Not the warrior that battles, but the warrior heart that says, this is what I came here for. And the recognition of your true purpose, to remember the brilliance that you are. In that brilliance, in that wholeness of who you truly are, why is it a place of freedom, as all teachers, all masters proclaim? When we talk about freedom, when we talk about the brilliance, the joy of returning, what is that brilliance and that freedom? The freedom is the lack of fear. That fear is no longer held as reality. It has no truth. It's totally fabricated. In the belief of separation, fear runs the show. Fear holds all the beliefs of separation in place and dictates caution, vengeance, retaliation, greed. None of those are true. None of those have any value at all. And you're being called to the freedom of love. The freedom where you realize everything of love is already yours, and you live it because it's who you are. Fear has no home in freedom. And fear is the hell that all beloveds make in the belief of separation. Fear and hate are the same element. They're conjoined twins, just different words. All fear generates hate, and all hatred generates fear. When you are in fear, it automatically produces self-hatred, because you're living in pain. You're living in hell. So the call of love, first and foremost, is to no longer accept fear as reality, to no longer accept hatred as reality, and to realize that all the projection of any irritation, any disappointment in what you think others do or they don't do, or how things are in form, all of that judgment can seem like hatred, but it's really self-hatred. It's just being projected out in order to try to get rid of it. So the journey of love is the release of the self-hatred. The warrior within you is to deny the self-hatred. That warrior is not in anger, but in strength, the strength of love. And that strength of love is also being called to sit wisely in a circle with other beloveds, gathering the strength to unmask yourself, to let your false identity be dropped away, to drop away the mask of self-identity, of a separate self, is to have great strength and trust and ask for the healing power of God to strip away the mask. Everybody has one. And as a matter of fact, everyone has layers and layers and layers of masks that are meant to be available for every occasion. Whatever mask is needed is used in different occasions and has been developed for that. But let yourself find that warrior. Ask for that strength. Affirm the truth within you that you are not weak, but strong in the truth of love. That you are not helpless, but all powerful in the truth of love. And in that prayer, you are calling on the strength of God to become your strength, because it is your strength, because it is who you are, what you are. And then the masks will disappear because you are no longer defending anything. You are no longer protecting anything because there's nothing to protect. And in your defenselessness, you discover peace and freedom and a flowing heart that has no limitation and that can do nothing but love, because love is what you truly are. But to accept that you are only love is a leap of faith, because the identity of the past is wanting your attention, wanting your allegiance. And the warrior says, no, I choose love. Moment to moment, I choose love. And I choose that I don't know what anything is for, or how to look on anything, or what to to have any judgments on anything or how to respond to anything, but love will show me the way. And the journey becomes a journey of ease because of the willingness of the heart. All through the journey, there is an intention of trying to change the world on the outside. But the world that is being called to be healed is within. That's where the real world is. The universe that is within you is the holiness of God. And as you surrender all aspects of judgment, self-hatred, needing to get from the outside, you stop trying to change the world on the outside and realize that the world on the outside is completely a reflection of the beliefs within. Everything that you see on the external is a reflection of the beliefs of your mind. That is an acceptance that is essential. Once you make and accept that everything on the outside is a reflection of the mind, the healing really begins. Because you're no longer looking to try to fix things outside instead of surrendering the mind into the hands of God. And all thoughts that come from the mind, surrendering them all. It becomes very simple. To choose between truth and illusion is the constant journey. And how do we know whether it's truth or illusion? There are several elements that will show you the way. First, if you ask, is this truth or illusion? Love can guide you. But it's really that everything that is temporary is part of the illusion. And everything that is reality is an element of love that is eternal. Your heart is truth. The mind of God that is within you that may not be recognized yet is truth. It is eternal. The mind of God that is the truth of you and the heart of God that is the truth of you, you will never be without. You will never not have your heart and your mind in truth. The mind of the ego that judges and blames and holds fear and all addiction, all pain and suffering, that is the temporary illusion. It doesn't have to be battled with. It just has to be seen for what it is and rejected. Rejected moment to moment, because all that the mind of the ego offers is judgment, assessments, opinions, all wrapped up in fear and self-hatred. It has no worth. It has no value to offer. Turn to the spirit of love in every moment. your divine holy companion, the Spirit of love. And the more that you turn to the Spirit of love, the more Spirit can show you the journey in the easiest way, because it isn't meant to be difficult. As I walked the journey of love, I believed in difficulty. I believed in battle. I believed in struggle. So I struggled. So I battled. So I fought with the perception of difficulty. I didn't have to. And the deeper you go into the spiritual journey, the more you're able to see, oh, I don't have to make this a battle. I can be a warrior of love and not choose to battle and resist. My teacher would say to me 100 times at least, it is not your journey that is difficult, it is your resistance to it. And every time that he would say that to me, I would recognize the truth in that, in what was offered, that I was resisting, that I was using fear as reality, fear of the unknown, because I had to go where I didn't know, as every beloved has to go where they don't know. But count on your trust and count on your faith that God is reality, that love is reality, that freedom is reality, and that you are the eternal light of love. To realize that what you hear and see with the senses are a reflection completely of your own thoughts and what you think you know. That really begins the journey of ease. To just realize that everything that you see and hear is coming from your own mind. How the meaning that you have given to everything, that you are giving to everything, is coming from your own mind. And it is shape-changing and deciding all the time what you want to see. If you believe in scarcity, you will see scarcity. If you believe in struggle, you will see struggle. If you believe that you are without and you need to get from something or somebody in the world, you will feel pain. You will experience pain. It isn't God's will for you to be in pain, but you will see and feel pain because it's what your mind is telling you is reality. And it's coming from the beasts of the past. Everything that you see with the mind is coming from the past because it has no place else to come from. Where would the thought come from of pain and suffering except from the past? It has no other source. It's not of God. It's not here present. It has to be coming from the past. And that belief is the cause of the pain and suffering. There's a great teaching in recognizing that God is your cause and you are really the effect of God. The cause and effect that you believe in the world is coming from the mind. But in truth, if you surrender and accept that God is your source, your cause, and that you are the effect of that love, the expression of that love, and the acceptance that you are only love, and the denial of everything else. What happens when you only bring peace to someone? When you have no judgment of anyone? Let's say you're in a conversation with somebody and you make the decision in the moment that you will refuse all judgment, all ideas of what you think you know about them or what they should do or what they mean or anything. But you're just present with your heart open, offering love. Not looking for anything, not looking to get anything from them, not having any ideas of what they should be doing or what you need to get from them in any way, having no opinions about their behaviors or their expressions, to just be in that space of non-judgment, you will just begin to taste the freedom of love. Because the judgment, the opinions, the assessments are all based on fear, and they're all based on the past, and they're what make you really miserable. In the moment, you might think, "Oh, I'm in the know here. I'm in control," but deep within, it's stirring fear, and it's stirring all the identity that you're still carrying. And you're not able to access the freedom that without the judgment, without the opinions, without the knowing, the freedom can begin to be embraced. The truth of God, the truth of oneness, is not a difficult journey. It's not meant to be a difficult journey. There is nothing in God that is trying to trip you up by making it difficult to remember love. We make it difficult in our journeys. I certainly made it difficult in this journey out of fear. But in every moment, you can let go of that fear and trust in the light of God. Trust in the strength of God that is wanting to serve you always. To accept that in no situation do you recognize the outcome that will bring you peace and happiness. No situation that occurs do you realize the outcome that will bring you to happiness and peace. That is a stark awareness, but it's the truth. And as we open, certainly as I opened in the journey, to realize that I didn't know what was in my best interest. I didn't know the outcome of any situation of how it could serve in its highest way. That I couldn't judge an outcome of what I wanted it to be because I did not know what would bring happiness and peace. I didn't know the outcome that would be most helpful. How could I know? How could I know? Because I was basing everything on what I thought I already knew. So that's the deep surrender of love, of in every situation, thy will be done. I don't know what's most helpful. I don't know what will serve, but I am willing to follow, I am willing to be led, and I'm willing to learn. And in that learning, the warrior is deepened within, the warrior of love that surrenders the beasts of the past and opens to show me the way, show me what's most helpful. I do not perceive my own best interests in the belief of separation. Show me the way, dear God, and I will follow. And all the companions of love I will follow, and all the teachings of love I will follow. And then in that truth, I am never without the means of healing, never without the means of remembering more deeply, never without the means of learning to love. And I must have wanted to learn to love, because that's the road of freedom, learning to love. Learning to see every beloved as the brilliance of creation, unlimited, eternal, and innocent. This is the way back to your heart. Your heart is waiting to be set free and to express the truth of who you are. Let the love flow. The brilliance of your innocence is waiting to be expressed.